Today we're in a room talking about Nintendo. Okay, so I'll introduce myself. I'm the Blind Carp, but today you can just call me Carp.
And I'm Delta.
So before we get started, I would like to thank Delta for being here on the show for the second time. This is our second episode, but we do have a bonus episode with him. So go please check out our first one if you haven't seen it yet. Also, I would like to shout out this YouTube channel, Power On Productions. And before we move on, can you give us a brief description about what your YouTube channel is about, Delta?
Sure, yeah. On my channel, I post plush videos. I have 4 series in the works: Tales of the Mushroom Kingdom, Minions Assemble, Pass of the Mushroom Kingdom, and Icebird Explains. And I'm currently working on a Halloween special, and I also make music sometimes. That'll be featured in my videos from time to time.
Yep, and we will have a segment with him later about his projects and a project that we are working on. So go subscribe over at Power On Productions and let's talk about Nintendo. Okay, so now let's talk about some things. So first, one of the biggest news of 2020, the Super Mario 35th anniversary. And at first, I would like to talk about the rumors. Everybody knew it was going to happen, but then Nintendo waited so long to announce it, everybody thought the rumors were fake. And then Nintendo
And
announced
then
it,
guess what? They were real.
and then
We
everybody was
got
like, yay.
we got Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy all in the same game.
No Galaxy 2.
Titled
No Galaxy 2.
No, well, yeah, no Galaxy 2. What the heck is up with Nintendo? But then again, I can see why they don't want to include Galaxy 2, because Galaxy 2, it was originally meant to be DLC for Galaxy 1, and it was called Super Mario Galaxy 1.5 originally. So I can see
Yeah.
why they didn't want to include Galaxy 2.
And also, I think it was because of it would be there's 64, there's Sunshine, and then there's Galaxy. If you had a Galaxy 2, that's two Galaxy games, but then only one 64 game, one so like two Wii games, one GameCube game, and one 64 game. It would kind of off balance the and I think they tried to go with like a trio.
And even then, Galaxy 2 is pretty much just the same gameplay wise as Galaxy 1. So
Yeah.
it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
The only
And
the only really new thing is Yoshi,
yeah.
and that's
I
it.
I was doing a My Nintendo rewards, doing My Nintendo. That's another thing they revealed was you can do a whole bunch of My Nintendo missions, which is if you don't know what My Nintendo is, it's like a thing where you can earn points and then you can spend those points to buy wallpapers for your computers or get discounts off of games and stuff like that. So I was doing that and I was listening to the music and I've never played 64 Sunshine, so I listened to their music. It was pretty good. And then I listened to the Galaxy music and that was like a blast of nostalgia because Galaxy is like like my probably my favorite game of all time. And it was just like, oh, this music's so good. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Galaxy is pretty much my childhood too, because that was really the only 3D Mario game that I had at the time besides 64. And I had the DS version of that, by the way. I grew up with the DS version,
Yeah.
not the N64 version.
I played
And
the DS version too.
I didn't have Sunshine because we never had a GameCube. Yet we had a Wii, but we didn't have like controllers for it.
Yeah. And I had 64 and I recently have gotten in the last few years Nintendo or Super Mario Brothers 64 for the Nintendo DS, but I have never played through it. The controls are just a little weird on DS, but
It's really fun. That's the control scheme I'm used to, the
yeah,
DS version.
I think I'm gonna get 3D All Stars.
Yeah, me too. 3D All Stars is definitely on uh my
Yep.
Christmas birthday list, whatever.
Before March though.
Yes. Um and speaking of 3D All Stars, we also got the original Super Mario All Stars on
Yes, we
the
did.
SNES games. Um
Yes.
and that contains Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, Lost Levels, and 3. Strangely enough, I have played Lost Levels before.
Me too.
Yeah, because I have a thing. I used to know about an emulator. And I also had a version of 3D, not 3D All Stars, but normal All Stars. And on that, I also had a ROM hack of it. If you don't know what a ROM hack is, it's a hack of a ROM that makes like it's kind of like DLC that someone makes for like a retro game. Um, and I had a ROM hack of that replaced the Lost Levels with World, so I could essentially play World from All Stars as well. Um,
Yeah.
I've played all of the Mario games. I've pretty much played all of the classic ones, except for Land and Land 2 and all of the Wario games.
Yeah, I haven't played All Stars. I've played the original Mario. I actually have NES cartridges for those. I've played the original Mario. I've played Mario Bros. 3. And then in light of the NES on Switch and SNES on Switch, I've played Mario World, and I have played on my Wii U. I did have Lost Levels, which that game is pretty hard. Um,
Yeah, Lost Levels. Okay, so going a bit off topic here into the lore of Tales of the Mushroom Kingdom and Minions Assemble.
which
Um,
is a series by Delta.
yes,
Yeah.
Lost Levels in that game is canon, and so is Super Mario Bros. 2, the
Is it
one that we got.
is it canon
So
as a
if you
dream?
yes, because well, essentially, if you don't know, in America we got a translated version of a Japanese game called Doki Doki Panic, and that was what we got as Super Mario Bros. 2.
Doki
And the
Doki
way it
Literature.
ends is because Mario ends up dreaming about that.
Yes.
That's why it's canon. It's all a dream that he has. And Lost Levels, that's Japan and Europe's version of Mario 2.
Yeah, Lost
So
Levels.
that's also why it's canon.
And Lost Levels was the fun fact introduction of the poison mushroom, I believe.
Yes, that is also correct. The poison mushroom was
Yes.
introduced in Lost Levels, and they didn't use it again until Super Mario 3D Land. I'm correct. I think so.
I don't know. I just know that it started off in Lost Levels 2. I don't think it's any of the original games.
No, it's not in 2 or World
I know
either,
that it
or
is
3.
in. I don't know if it is in New Super Mario Brothers or New Super Mario
No,
Bros. Wii.
it's not in New Super Mario Bros. Or New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's not in U or 2 either. Take it from me, I played those games.
I've played them too, and I don't remember. Another thing they added was a Super Mario Bros. Picross. Now, I have played Picross on 3DS, not the Super Mario Bros. One, a 3DS version
Like,
of Legend of Zelda.
okay, I've never heard about Picross. I know what it is. Like, I haven't heard about it until I came across Mario Picross. But essentially what it is just it's like working in MS Paint, pretty much. That's how I make all of my
Yeah.
thumbnails for my videos.
It's
I just
pixels.
do,
Basically, it's pixel art, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is
It's
from
like a
from what
mix
it
of
looks like.
pixel art and kind of like Sudoku and stuff like that. It's like a thinking game, kind of.
I've never played Mario Picross before. I've never played regular Picross before either. So the closest thing I have to Picross is MS Paint then.
Yeah. And then along with that, you talked about 3D World. We're actually getting Super Mario Bros. 3D World, not deluxe though. Not
Well,
deluxe. It's
technically, it's
it's not branded as deluxe. It's basically a port. I believe it's a port,
it's a port,
but
but with
Bowser's
DLC
Fury.
essentially. Not like
Bowser's Fury.
DLC, but Bowser's Fury. Yeah, this is a thing that I like them doing because this started like they started to flesh out the villains more in Paper Mario, and I was really sad to see that go in after Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario. And then they started doing it again in Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's
Yes,
Minions.
that game kind of that company went out of business,
And yeah, and then they did it again in Bowser's Inside Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey.
which is
Um, and
inside.
now and now I'm glad to see that they're actually doing it in a mainline Mario game, which is
Yes,
Mario 3D World.
and
I'm very excited to see what they have in store for it.
I don't know what it's going to kind of be about. I don't know if it's going to be related, if it's going to be like the side stories in the Mario and Luigi games, or if it's going to be extra DLC like Isle of Armor or Crown
Crown
Tundra
Tundra.
in Pokemon, but I don't know. Along with
Again, we
yeah,
don't know very much about it, but
yes,
I'm excited to see what they have in store anyway. Because
and
from this tiny glimpse that we got, I'm really excited to see what's going on.
personally myself, I don't think I'll be getting 3D World. I had 3D World on Wii U, and I did
So
have
do
3D
I. But
Land on 3DS, but I never really played 3D World that much.
I've played through 3D World. I've not beaten it though, because I have yet to get to World Crown.
You don't have
I have yet
Rosalina
to do
yet?
the. I have 3D World on my Wii U,
Spoiler
but
alert.
I plan on returning it when 3D World plus Bowser's Fury comes out.
And this goes for the rest of the podcast. Spoiler alert on all games. Will probably
Yes,
be
spoiler alert, because we're going to be spoiling a lot of things here.
like 3D World. If you beat 3D World, you get Rosalina.
Yeah,
So
there's a perfect example of a spoiler.
also going this. I know this isn't a NES or SNES game, but the graphics have kind of stayed similar. I guess is Tetris 99, and what's like Tetris 99, Mario 35. Mario 35 got released, which actually it takes the levels are from the NES version of Super Mario Brothers. It's like kind of like Tetris 99, except you're paired up with 35 other people, and you play a Mario game. And what enemies or what power ups you collect, it kind of, if you kill an enemy or get a power up, it gives the other players a harder chance at
Now,
surviving.
now, like I've played Tetris before, but not Tetris 99. I never want to complete. I never want to compete in a live Tetris tournament ever. I
Yeah,
never want to be online with Tetris ever. I'd rather just play it solo.
I played it once and it was
Mario 35 looks fun, but timeline wise, I consider it one of those games that isn't canon. Just like
yeah, and it's not gonna be
Picross.
playable forever.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of it here soon. But
Um
yeah, and
yeah.
going along with that, I the along with the NES, there's actually a Lego NES that recently has come out too, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I don't own any of the Lego Nintendo stuff. I don't
Yeah,
have any of the Lego Mario sets, but as far as I know, that's probably the only thing that they released.
yeah, Lego Mario and
I
Lego
don't.
NES. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really have any of that at all, and I'm kind of mad at myself for it because that stuff looks so cool that I just want it.
yeah, and along with this, they also released merch. There's a lot of different merch. We won't probably go
Like,
into that
yeah,
much detail. They also released a Labo esque, I would think, Labo esque game, except without cardboard. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which I believe actually has come out and people can start buying it.
yeah, I think it came out too because I remember a few videos on it appearing it in my feed on YouTube.
Yes,
Um,
which looks pretty cool. It's like kind of
yeah,
like
it
Donkey Overdrive, if you know what that is. It
um,
it you basically have your own physical Mario in Mario Kart, and you drive around your house and create a course that your car goes around.
yeah, it looks really fun, and since you can basically, it's basically like external technology that you can like make courses with. I'm curious to see what we as a society and species can come up with in terms of
Yes,
Mario Kart
you
tracks.
do have to have a Switch, sadly, if you
Yes,
really want to
that's
play it.
something you need.
Which I would
Unfortunately,
think
you
that
do
would
need the
be
Switch.
that. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I thought it would be more mobile,
Well, I
accessible.
mean, yeah, maybe they could make a mobile port like they did with Pokemon Conquest. I think it was Conquest. I don't remember. That one pixelated one that looked like Minecraft a lot.
Yeah, and this I know this isn't Mario, but they did release Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2 on the SNES
Okay,
Nintendo Switch.
totally. Okay, unlike him, I would like to think that Donkey Kong and Yoshi and Wario are all in the same world as Mario.
Well, they are.
because
Have you ever played
well,
the Yoshi's Island game where they all are babies together?
yes,
Yeah.
of course. But uh, my friend Carp here has a totally different opinion on how all of that stuff is set up.
I would
Would
like to
you?
think that, yeah, I could explain it. I would like to think that they each, whereas Delta would say they are all on the same Earth, I would say they all are in their own universe, but they can kind of connect to each other's universes at any particular point. They can, yeah, so it's like they're in their own little area, but they can also, I wouldn't say they're on their own Earth, but they're also not in completely different games. Like they're not, they're still connected.
Yeah. Back on the game, this is the only Donkey Kong Country game I've played before Returns.
Yeah, I've played Returns, and
Again with this the Super Nintendo emulator, it was Donkey Kong Country 2 that was my
yeah,
my debut to the Donkey Kong Country series, along with Returns, of
yeah,
course.
I played Returns, and then I played Tropical Freeze, and then I've played these two games. Me and Delta actually are currently playing Donkey Kong Country due to the online
Uh,
aspect of
and
these
like
games.
Tropical Freeze, it's hard as crap.
Yes, actually on Tropical Freeze, I'm on the last boss level, and I haven't been able to defeat it, so it's pretty hard.
Mm.
But
I'm still in World 3 because I don't really play Donkey Kong
yeah,
Country all that
it
much.
took me a long time to get there.
I hear that that 2 is actually the hardest of the trilogy. So
Maybe
when we get to that, we'll get to that.
I've played the first few levels of two, and but I stopped. But
When I was like really
it's
young at the
hard.
time when I first played 2, and I couldn't get past the second level.
Yeah,
I couldn't
that
get past the
I was
second
playing the
level.
second level, and I'm like, it's because it's totally different. You don't get a swap between Diddy and Dixie Kong. You don't really get a swap. You just kind of, since they're kind of the same size, you just play as one of them. You get two of them, but you play as one of them, and it's like you throw each other, and like it's a lot about climbing. At least what I've played, and yeah, it's pretty hard because there's
Actually, I think you can swap between them. I just don't know how because I've never done it in when I played it back then because I didn't know how because I was on a an emulator,
well, I
so
think
I didn't have the controller.
in when we play Donkey Kong Country, the swap function is replaced with the throwing function in
Hmm.
Country Two, but I don't know.
Eh.
Okay, so that was 3D Mario 35th anniversary, man. It's a big announcement, and I believe
I
this the
know.
Legend of Zelda 25th or something like, or maybe even 35th is coming out in the next few years, or maybe this year. I don't know, but leeching off of Legend of Zelda, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. Now, before we actually talk about that, I would like to talk about Breath of the Wild because I got Breath of the Wild when it came out, but you just have gotten it in the last year, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of late to the party on it. That was back during a time that I wasn't really into Zelda
Yeah,
when Breath of the Wild came out.
you
Like
have.
I played
Yeah,
Link Between Worlds. I liked it a lot, but I just wasn't into it until Breath of the Wild.
yeah, and what I've heard, or what you've been telling me, you really like it. You
Yes.
even have more hours on. You have like 200 and something. I only have 200. It's still a lot of hours between us both, but you have over the last, I don't know, 4 years. I've played this probably the same amount that you've played in the last year. So
Yeah, it's a really fun game.
yeah,
It's just fun to just do stuff and that's something that I feel like Nintendo nailed within it.
yeah. And actually, before we go over to Age of Calamity, you have made a challenge for everybody. As I've heard, you would like to challenge people.
Yes, I've come up with a speed run challenge. Um so what the rules are, so what you do, you have to start from Taronbo Shore.
Eventide, you mean?
Yeah, that's the name of it in the
Okay, yeah.
game.
Okay.
And then you go to Rito, and
Rito
then
Village, yes.
Rito Village, and then Goron City, and then Zora's Domain, and then Gerudo Valley, or not Gerudo Valley,
Gerudo
but
Town.
Gerudo Town. And then you end it at Terry Town.
And you have to step foot in at every one of the
Yes, you can't fast travel either,
yeah, you have to
because
go into the thing. You can't
you
fast
have
travel.
you have to no mounts. You can't get there. You
No
just have to
shrines, no
walk.
fast
No
travel, no
shrines, no
mounts,
fast
and
travel, no travel,
no
none.
deaths
Yeah,
too, I believe.
yes, no deaths. If you die, then your run is over.
Yeah, and you can use any potions, anything, and
I did it before, but I didn't really time myself.
I've done it, and
Yeah, he has timed himself. I
have
also
time
have his
myself.
record on my phone.
Here, I think I actually have the record you sent me. Let me look. My record was I sat down and did it. Now I did keep in mind I did pause, so I saved the game and paused in between the run. But if you combine the two different separate times that I did the run, I got 2 hours 34 minutes and 40 seconds was my time. So we're challenging you to see if you get a better time, and if you're on YouTube, leave your time in the comments. And we might bring it up next episode.
So, off the topic of Breath of the Wild, what's your thoughts on Age of the Calamity?
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. All right, I don't. I think that might be it. Age of Calamity. I think that. I don't know. I think that might be a misprint in our script. Anyway,
Who cares? It's just the game.
it
Just
looks
state your opinions on it.
absolutely amazing. Now I've played Hyrule Warriors
Yes,
Definitive
I
Edition.
agree. I think it looks amazing as well. I've never played Hyrule Warriors before, but you have.
Yeah, I've played,
So,
and that art style for the original Hyrule Warriors is a little, like basic Zelda, like kind of like
it pretty much looks like Skyward Sword and
yeah.
Twilight Princess.
And I think this new one looks absolutely amazing. I think the new UI that they implemented looks amazing. It looks way better than the
One
old
thing
one
I
they've
one thing
used.
I one thing I don't like though is how the Cryonis blocks work. Because in Breath
Yes.
of the Wild, the way the Cryonis blocks work, you can only create them on water.
Yeah.
Yet here you can just create them out of nothing. That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Why would they be created out of nothing?
Well, there's water vapor in the air.
Yes, there's water vapor in the air, but for them to freeze
Yeah,
that quickly,
I agree.
that'd just be impossible to do
No,
with a sheet slate.
yeah, and I watched the Nintendo Treehouse Live presentation, and Urbosa looks cool. Impa looks cool. They added Impa. Impa's
Yeah,
playable for the first time.
you can finally play as the
Well,
champions for one.
yeah, the champions are playable for the first time. You can play as Impa. You were able to play as Impa. This is a new version of Impa though. You can play as Zelda and you can play as Link, and I believe those are the characters. And Nintendo did show there's a new villain, which is like a witch villain that helps Master Koga, which is the Yiga leader.
The Yiga clan leader.
And so it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see all of these lands.
I can't wait to see
Pre-Calamity.
the baby egg guardian.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite
seen-
things about it.
have you seen Zelda? Her giant egg.
No, that's something I haven't seen yet.
Zelda basically, there's like you just take the little egg guardian that Link has, scale it up giant, like probably double the height of Link, probably bigger than an actual guardian, and then and then it looks like a bomb, like a bomb, like a I don't know what the timed bombs, the remote control bombs they have, and it basically has a spout on its head, and Zelda can control where it moves, and it just shoots out bombs out of its head. So
So it's like so what you're essentially describing it the egg guardians are like bombers, like
the
they're like
it's only Zelda though.
the guys who drop
Yes,
the guys
only
in
Zelda.
war who drop nukes in planes. Those guys.
Yeah, but on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Age of Calamity. I can't wait to see everything pre-Calamity, and I can't wait to
And-
see Ganon or Ganondorf's role for that matter.
Yeah. And speaking of open world games, the Minecraft Caves and Clips update.
Minecraft caves and cliffs. Yes,
Yeah, that's what I
yes.
meant to say. Um,
um, I,
I so first of all, I would like to say that I would like to start this off with the glow squid being
the
the
glow
mob that
squid.
is included.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. Although it doesn't actually glow, like it doesn't emit light. That's just on its texture, and it's said to stun you. But I think they kind of redacted that. I don't know if it's actually going to stun you.
Well,
But
I'm kind of rooting towards the glowing dye thing that we might get because there's a rumor going around that we might be getting glowing dye from it, so we might be able to dye our armor.
yeah, it says it glows in the same way as magma cubes, vexes, and blaze, or the eyes of spiders. So it doesn't actually like emit light. It's most likely to be in flooded caves. Which the caves, oh my, you seen the caves? I think World
Oh my
Height.
God, yes, the caves
Yes,
look so much
the
better.
caves are so big and giant. I think World Height's going to be affected by that.
Yeah, they're probably gonna change it.
Yeah,
And speaking of caves, they're adding new ores, copper,
they added copper, and then they added
the amethyst
the
geode.
the amethyst geode, which I believe only you can only find on which only grows. The amethyst crystal only grows on top of amethyst geodes, and I believe you can't move the amethyst geode. Maybe, yeah, it's
Well, we'll
unobtainable.
see when the thing comes out.
And then the
And the lush
copper,
caves, first copper, yeah.
yeah, copper
You
turns
can,
green.
yeah. If you don't know, that's just the copper oxidizing, like rusting,
Yeah,
because
if you
iron
ever seen a penny,
and
if you live in the
okay,
U.S.
so and then the thing with that, are they going to change iron so that it rusts?
No, I don't think so. But
That would probably affect the gameplay of it,
I
though.
can't wait for somebody to make a Statue of Liberty out of copper. If you didn't know, the Statue of Liberty is actually made out of copper, and then it is
Yeah,
oxidized to
that's why it's
green,
green like that.
and then it'll make like an actual like copper Statue of Liberty, just like we have in the United States.
Yeah. Um,
And yeah,
and speaking of like caves and stuff, a new biome called the Lush Caves is going to be added.
yes, a new biome where there's going to be the
Glowberry vines,
glowberry vines, and then
spore
those.
blossoms, strip
And
leaf plants, and moss blocks too.
to find them, you have to find the azalea tree, and then you dig down, and they're underneath the azalea tree, I believe. They're It's pretty cool. It's basically just a caves, but with full of plants. There's spore blossoms, and then there's plants you can actually use as stairs. There's moss. There's basically they added moss, but like snow, where there's blankets of snow, stuff like
And
that.
speaking of snow, let's go. Let's talk about the mountains that they're going
The
to be updating.
mountains, yes,
Yes, they're going to be updating the mountains, which was actually something that we got earlier. They were going to update the mountains, and what we thought was going to be 1.16, I think, if I'm correct.
yes, somewhere around there.
And then
Yeah,
what's essentially what that was, they were going to add goats and dramatic views, and they were also going to add snowier snow, which you can sink into.
you have to wear special
I
boots.
hope,
Yeah,
yeah, I hope you can. I hope that the normal snow, though, like the normal snow block, will still be an available option.
yes, I believe it will be. It's like ice and packed ice, and like with
Yeah,
blue ice.
yeah.
And I also,
Um,
on the same topic, I would like to ask you, what is your opinion on the Warden and the vibration technology with Redstone?
I don't know too much about that redstone part yet. Because I didn't watch the full thing.
Basically,
Or
it's
I did. I don't really remember it
basically
all
it's
too much.
wireless Redstone. So
Oh, yeah. Actually, that sounds like a pretty neat idea because I'm curious to see what people can come up with that. with what we essentially now have as wireless
Yeah,
redstone.
and I would like to
We can
see.
probably use redstone underwater now.
Yeah, I would like to see how far that vibration goes, because if that vibration can travel like an infinite amount, think how far away two bases could be. They could still send each other messages.
And then the warden, I don't know too much about that
He's
either.
basically
Um,
blind. He's
yeah,
blind,
it's blind.
and he senses movement.
Yeah.
And he's freaking
Um,
strong. He's super
yeah.
strong.
I that adds a lot more challenge to caves, which I like. Because the caves in Minecraft are actually really bland.
And
Um,
I believe he only spawns in one biome in cave, the deep
well that
dark biome.
well that makes sense. Um, that's another thing that I'm really excited about. Is the new mobs that they're adding. Like the axolotl. That's another new
That'll
thing that
help you.
they're
Yeah,
adding.
see, axolotl is pretty
Yeah, axolotls will help you kill guardians, which are actually
the
really
natural
helpful.
enemy of guardians.
Um,
Yeah,
uh, and speaking of Minecraft, what about Steve and Alex and the zombie and Enderman in Smash?
yeah. Smash. We can. We can transition into Smash. Steve and Alex and Smash. They're pretty cool.
Um,
Steve is pretty cool. I don't believe you have played Steve yet.
yeah, I don't have any of the DLC past Joker yet, but I plan on getting it.
Yeah, I have Steve. I've played Steve. Um, I think the inclusion of Steve and Alex is pretty smart. When I was playing them, I I like the crafting, but the building was kind of like it's a little tough because I'll explain why. To build, you have to be in the air and you have to be hitting B while neutral in the air, so not moving. And when I'm in the air, I'm always moving one direction or the other. I'm not just standing still. So building, I never really built during the game. So I think Steve's going to be a nice character to play as, but I don't think building's going to be as much of an aspect as Nintendo made it out to be.
And from what you told me before we started the recording, you said that his up B sucks.
He's up. He's the Elytra with a fire rocket, uh, firework rocket, and basically you go up and then you can glide, but you can't glide in either direction. You can only glide the way you go. So if you go up, if you do your up B and you're going right, then if you're doing your up B and then you go right, you'll fall right, and you can hit A to stop your elytra, but you're still going to be falling right. You're going to be going right. So let's say this. So if you're under a stage, under the right side of a stage, and you do your up B, you're only going to be able to go right. You can't turn left. So you're going to die. So it's the up B's not very good.
Yeah, from what I looked, it felt like it was going to be hard to control it.
Yeah, and
It's from
not
what
great.
it feels a lot like Ness and Lucas's up B. Those are my two new mains. Because Ness and
Yes.
Lucas have terrible up Bs unless you know how to use them correctly.
Yeah, the PK Thunder.
PK Thunder.
Yes, and they are. And talking about PK Thunder, Ness's PK Thunder, Steve can actually combat that with his Flint and Steel.
Yeah, it's like
Pretty cool.
what was that connection that they made? I forgot what it was, but with his flint and steel, the fire acts like with PK fire. So like
Yeah,
it, yeah,
and I the end screen animation for Steve really makes me makes my OCD go bad, because in the end screen animation, Steve builds a house, then he opens a door. In Minecraft, if you put a door flush with the surface of a wall, it can only open inwards. So Steve builds a door that's flush with the inwards of the wall, and then he opens it outwards, breaking the laws of Minecraft.
that makes no sense. That breaks the laws of
Yes,
physics.
yes. So Nintendo didn't do a good job
Steve is
there.
apparently I didn't know that they added an illegal character to Smash, but okay.
Yes, it does. That's not how it would work in the games. So that kind of
His final smash looks pretty cool. Speaking of houses,
yeah.
um,
He eats a steak. I don't know how relevant steak still is in the Minecraft community,
I mean,
but
it's just food, so it's not like it really matters all that much. You just need it to survive.
yeah, I think steak used to be when Minecraft first came out. Used to be a big trend or whatever. Used to be a big aspect of Minecraft. But I don't think it's that much of a thing anymore. They also the Enderman for this Enderman skin. They added a zombie and Enderman skin. For the Enderman skin, they shrunk him down.
So he just looks weird. It's and I love my favorite part about Minecraft is the end because it's so mysterious and I just want to know more about it. But the way they the way they shrunk him down, it's like how we reacted to seeing the Koopalings outside
Yeah.
of their clown cars in Smash. Because
Yes.
they're all shrunk down to be like Bowser Jr.'s size, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because like Iggy is the tallest out of all of them, yet
Yeah.
he looks like he has Bowser Jr.'s like lower body.
Yeah, and in stages, you talked about the end. They didn't add an end or nether stage, which was
Yeah, that's like the weirdest
they didn't
thing.
add a cave
Because
stage or
I mean,
or a
they
yeah
yet they added like 5 or 6 other biomes. I mean,
yeah
and
and
then those are like the most important parts of Minecraft: the end and the Nether. Because you
yeah.
can get Netherite in the Nether, which is more stronger than Diamond, and then you can just do a bunch of
I
stuff in
mean,
the.
I understand why they did it because the mining, if you mined endstone, you're not going to get anything from it. Whereas if you mined other stuff, you'd get stuff from it.
Yeah, that makes more sense, but I
Yeah,
mean,
and the
that kind of
music.
makes me add that they, yeah, the
What are
music.
you? What is your thoughts not on just Smash music, but what are your thoughts on music from Minecraft?
I think music from Minecraft, it oddly fits. But like
Yeah.
if I again going with Sakurai's description of it, the normal Minecraft music doesn't work in Smash.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that they didn't add at least like one track to it.
That's
Because
from the original
yeah,
game.
they didn't add any tracks from Minecraft. They're all original Smash tracks.
No, they're not. They're actually from Minecraft Dungeons and Minecraft
Oh,
Earth.
oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, misspoke. They're from Minecraft, but I'm just sad.
Well, they are okay. Technically, they are from Minecraft, but they're from
Yes,
spin-offs, which is kind of frustrating.
not because they're not actually like actual Minecraft songs. They're spin-off Minecraft songs. And then Mii costumes. They added a few Mii costumes. They added a Bomberman Mii costume, I believe.
Which literally confirms that assist trophies can be turned into Mii costumes,
Yes.
meaning we have potential for a Waluigi Mii
Yeah.
costume.
Yep. And then they also entered Ender. They are not.
They added the
added
creeper and the
Creeper
pig
and the
for Mii
pig.
costumes.
And the pig. I mean, it kind of looks good.
The
It's
pig and the creeper, they're just
their
weird. They're
hands.
just so
Their hands
weird,
are not attached to their bodies. And the creeper,
and
instead of
it
having
just
four
looks
legs at the
weird.
bottom, it has two legs and then two arms.
It's just one of the weirdest things that
Yeah,
Mojang
it's too
and them
cursed.
have come up with.
Please don't look it
It's
up. It's
just
too
cursed.
cursed.
It's just a cursed thing that shouldn't exist.
Yes, and this is the second Steve slash Alex is the second fighters pack in the
Second
second
DLC.
the DLC fighters pass. So with Min Min being the first one, so we still got three other slots. No, four other slots because there's six fighters. So who do you think will be next? We kind of said this in our original video for the first fighters pass, but in light of what characters got added, what do you think?
Okay, so kind of weird. I know they're probably not going to do it, but I really want them to add Peppino from Pizza Tower in.
Which a lot of people don't know what Pizza Tower is. Can you explain that?
Okay, so Pizza Tower, what that is, it's a platformer game that's being developed by this one guy called Pizza Tower guy, and he's essentially it's what it is. It's this guy. His name's Peppino, and he climbs a tower and defeats a bunch of bad guys. It's pretty much just a successor of Wario Land.
Yes.
And
And yeah,
I think Smash Bros could really use that because we don't really have very many Wario related characters in Smash.
no, actually Wario.
Well, yeah, other than Wario, of course.
We got Ashley as an assist trophy, and then whatever.
And then we got a bunch of spirits, which are just no, not the
Yeah.
spirits.
I think Urshifu would would be a good
Yeah, Urshifu would be a really good fit
from
for it
Pokemon Isle of Armor.
from Isle of Armor.
Maybe if the new
Um,
Pokemon in Crown Tundra, that would be cool to add.
um, I don't know if Calyrex would be a really good fit for Smash. I mean, he doesn't really look like a Smash character at all.
And what is Kalich
Um,
from?
he's from the Crown Tundra,
Oh,
from
that.
from
Oh, you're
Pokemon,
talking about
the Crown Tundra.
the one
And
the like the bunny kind of
yeah,
brown
that guy.
one.
I think he's a dog. I think he looks like a dog, but
I
you
don't know
think he
what he
looks like a
is.
bunny. We don't. He's just a chimera. That's what he is. Um, more characters that I want in Smash. Probably the most likely is Crash and Spyro.
Crash, yes, with Crash 4 coming out, it's about
Yeah,
time.
the most likely out of those two is Crash because of Crash 4,
I think
which we'll get to later. But another character that I want, and you don't know about this, not many people do. His name is Klonoa. It's a dead video game franchise that we really need it to come back. It's a
can
really good video game.
okay, so can you explain what the video game is, what the producer is, all
Um,
that kind of stuff?
no, I can't do that. You need to look it up for yourself.
Okay,
It's just amazing. It's
okay,
just
could you
that
spell it?
amazing. Okay, Kloa, or no, 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 scratch that. Onoa.
Okay, so I will look that up later, and you guys just heard how to spell it, so you look it up too. For me, still Toon Tetra, or well, Tetra and Toon Zelda, one of my main characters that I want. Um, Other characters, definitely Crash. I would like to see. Not, I don't really have an opinion on other characters. I don't think another Microsoft character is going to get in. Although I said that last time, and then Steve got in. Um,
Yeah, watch them do it again and watch them add like Conquer or something.
well, Microsoft bought Bethesda, correct?
Yeah.
So technically, Vault Boy, the Vault Boy me costume is and is a Microsoft me costume.
Well, actually, yeah, you're right about that.
But it would be cool to add a Fallout character or something else. I don't know.
And speaking of Fighters Pass and new me costumes and stuff, the amiibos for the DLC
To do them, yeah,
characters.
they look pretty cool. I
Yeah,
gotta say,
they all of they have Joker, which is already revealed, and then um the Hero amiibo, and then Banjo
yeah,
and Terry and Byleth.
yep.
So now we have the
Or they
all of
haven't shown
the
Inman, I don't think.
characters. We have all of the Fighters Pass 1 characters
Yeah,
now.
and Steve, this is gonna be the first time Steve's ever been a amiibo. There is a lot of Steve merch, obviously. Minecraft's one of the best selling games of all time. But this is the first time he's going to be amiibo. I can't wait to see if he's just going to be standing there, if he's going to have a pose, or because that's another thing to bring.
Because Minecraft doesn't really have amiibo compatibility because
Yeah,
well, one thing, it's online, but I know a lot of online games have amiibo compatibility, but Steve is the one exception now because now that that they're going to make a Steve amiibo, hopefully, um, that means that Minecraft could possibly get amiibo functionality in the future, for at least the Nintendo Switch and 3DS versions.
yeah, and Steve is like I think is the only character that doesn't have a fighting pose. Every character when you choose them from the selection screen, they have a pose that they're in, like they're about to fight. But Steve just stands there. So I wonder if he's just going to stand there for the amiibo. So it's kind of weird.
I think it'd be pretty funny if he does, because then it'd just be this really underwhelming amiibo.
Yeah, it's underwhelming amiibo, and or he might be building. I don't know. But that
Yeah,
Smash,
who
I can't wait
only
to see what
only only
Smash.
Sakurai knows. Only Sakurai and the Smash team knows.
Can't wait to see what Smash characters join. What Smash characters join. I think it'll be great.
And
Um,
speaking of Smash characters, Crash 4, it's about time.
so
That released not too long ago.
yeah, it hasn't released for the Switch yet. So two guys talking about not a Switch game. um, have you played any of the Crash games?
I've played Mind Over Mutant, but that's really about
I
it.
have to.
I've never played a traditional trash or Crash game.
I get a Freudian slip there. I see your true feelings about Crash. You think it's trash? No.
No, I don't think it's trash.
um,
But I know that Crash 4 is more of a traditional Crash game, like 1,
yes.
2, and 3.
I have Insane Trilogy, and I know one of our friends, Omega. Um, quick plug here, shameless plug. Go check out the Omega team. Link in description, or if you go to our website, sites.google.com/view/Omega Shock, you can see all of our content there, Delta's and mine and everyone else in the Omega Shock. Okay, now that that plug's over. Omega has played it, and I have played Crash Insane Trilogy.
From what I've seen, because I've seen Vinny Vinesauce play it. If you don't know what Vinesauce is, it's this group of streamers, and they all do Twitch streams and YouTube streams of games. And Vinny, I've seen Vinny play it, and it actually looks really cool. It looks like something I want to buy in the
Yeah,
future.
it's pretty cool. Made by Activision and Vicarious Visions, I believe.
And another
A few
thing
other ones.
about Crash 4, the original Crash 4, which is Wrath of Cortex, has these four masks that are part of the bad guy's side. And then Crash 4, It's About Time, has four masks that are on your side.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
get new
basically,
abilities,
yeah, it's basically counterparted.
and you get to build. You get to play as the villains too, as well.
Yeah, I've seen a few of that. I know that you can play as like Dingo Dial and Dr. Cortex, but those are the only ones that I know you can play as.
Yeah, and you can obviously play as villains. Well, not like villains, not like the
And
big villains.
a side note, Crash's girlfriend returns.
Well, yeah, she was in the original.
She was in the original, but she didn't come back for 2 or
Okay,
3.
get this, get this. What? Wait, what's her name again?
Tana?
Tana. Okay, Tana equals Candy from Donkey Kong Country.
No, don't do that ever
You
again.
can't change my mind. They're the same character.
No,
Yes,
I don't want another.
they're
I
the
don't want another. I don't want another Luigi as Pauline on our hands.
If you didn't know, Luigi, I had a theory that Luigi was Pauline from Super Mario Odyssey, but no, Candy is Tana. They're the same character.
They practically are.
No, Candy,
but
Tana,
no, I don't.
Candy,
I don't.
Candy, Tana, and Crystal from
Star
from
Fox.
Star Fox are all the same character. You can't change.
Actually, now that you say Crystal from Star Fox, I can see them all.
You can't
Because
change my mind. They're all the same
you
character.
no you can't change my mind either because now this is just beyond Luigi as Pauline levels.
They're all the
And
same character. You can't change.
fun fact: if you don't know, Star Fox Adventures, which is what Crystal is from,
Yes.
was originally developed by Rareware, and that's why she looks like that.
Yeah. But yeah, they're
And
all the same character.
so is oh, Rareware has a thing for making hot girls, if you know what I mean.
Yes. That Rareware made
Candy Kong as well.
yeah, Candy Kong, yeah. The original Donkey Kong Country. That yeah. And yeah, if Diddy Kong was a Rareware character Nintendo had to buy from them, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of the Donkey Kong Country characters are Rareware characters,
Yeah.
except for Donkey Kong himself, of course.
Yeah. Because he was in the original in the original Donkey Kong arcade game with Jumpman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
AKA,
this
yeah.
is, we I did not talk about this before. I just came up with that theory now. But Candy, Tana,
Yeah,
and
that's weird. They're
Crystal
all the
are all
same
the same.
person.
Yeah. So Crash Bandicoot's
Um,
pretty fun. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with that.
Me too.
And when we were talking about Smash characters, Paper Mario, I think that could be a good Smash character, but
Oh yeah, Paper Mario has a lot of like interesting things,
I mean
and there's already a Paper Mario. There's already a Paper Mario stage in Smash.
we have three Links. We have young
Yeah,
Link,
we practically have three of the same character:
and we
Link from
only
Breath
have
of the
two
Wild,
Marios.
and then
so
and Dr. Mario and Mario, and that's it.
Paper Mario would be
So
a good addition.
technically, it's possible because we have three Links. Why not settle for three Marios too?
Yes. And on the topic of Paper Mario, there was a new game released earlier this year in July, I believe.
Yeah, it's
Paper
Paper Mario:
Mario.
The Origami King.
Yeah, so we both have it. So I would like to ask you, what are your thoughts on it, and what are your thoughts on the previous games compared to this one? And then we'll
Um,
go into that information as
okay,
well.
okay. So very unpopular opinion. Not a lot of people like Sticker Star or Color Splash, but I do.
Well, that was my
I
first
think
game
they're.
was
I
Sticker
think.
Star.
I think they are really fun games,
I do
and I
too.
think that people. I think that people that play them fail to see the potential in them.
I
If they
think
hate them.
they just swerved so off course from the original Paper Mario, which was so like Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario.
Because
I think
they were okay. So what they were trying
yeah,
to do with the development of Sticker Star, they were trying to make it new. Like they were trying to make it fun and add a new gimmick and stuff to the battle system. But they kept on saying that it was just like Thousand Year Door, and they didn't want that
yeah. I
to
think there
be
was a
like
mix
Thousand Year
of
Door.
nostalgia and a mix of so high expectations because of the first games that people just kind of didn't disliked it. I like it. I mean, it's not the best
Yeah,
game, but
I
I do
like it.
like it.
I like it. I like it because they're trying to be innovative with the series.
Yeah, and then
They're
Origami
trying to.
King,
They're actually trying new things, unlike Kirby, which I also really like.
and then what are your thoughts on Origami King?
Origami King, that's one of the best Paper Mario games I've ever played.
Me
I've
too.
played all of the Paper Mario games except for Thousand Year Door, which is arguably the best one. But I really like Origami King.
I like it too. I think it's got
Um,
a great cast of characters.
One thing I don't like about it that much is the battle system.
Yeah, the battle
Because
system is a
when
little
I'm
weird.
the battle system is really hard to figure out. Because when I'm playing an RPG, usually I don't really like to think and just
Yeah,
I mean that's one of the main gimmicks of it, but I sometimes don't think about it at all.
yeah. RPGs aren't really my favorite game. I mean, I like Pokemon. Like I have Pokemon games. I like them. Not they're not my favorite games, but yeah, I'm. It's kind of like Fire Emblem is kind of as an RPG, I believe, where it's a lot of strategy. And with Paper Mario, I think at least with normal battles, the strategy is pretty good. I think the strategy is at an appropriate level, but
I like okay, so
but the
when I play
turning
an
and stuff
RPG,
is kind of weird.
yeah, I when I play an RPG, I like a good mix of strategy and just overall gameplay.
Yeah, and I think
And I think that's something that Paper Mario Origami King kind of fails at because the bosses are weird too.
the bosses are a lot harder. You kind of have to figure out each boss has its own unique thing you have to figure out. And with RPGs, I kind of like Mario and Luigi games where it's a
Yeah,
turn based.
The Mario and Luigi games did that actually very well. That's something I like more about Mario and Luigi than Paper Mario,
Yeah,
is that
and
they actually managed to execute it so good.
yeah. So I like the battle system. At points, it can be really frustrating, but I like the fact that there's strategy, but there also is the combo that you have to hit with A whenever you're jumping on something, or that you have to get a certain level of with your hammer. So I think those mix very well.
Also, I don't like how every enemy dies in one hit. That's something I don't like.
Well, not well when you get farther in the game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you start out, like I don't like
When you
when you
start out,
start
it
out.
doesn't though. At
Well,
least for
no,
me.
like that's another thing I don't like about it. When you start out, every enemy dies in one hit, and that's something I don't like. Because I like also like a mix of difficulty in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like making a cake. You got to know what the right ingredients are.
Well, you said every enemy dies one hit. I think that's because there's so many enemies. Because like I don't want to because there's so many enemies, I don't want to be stuck for 5 minutes battling each enemy at a time. I understand like
Well,
a Goomba is can be one hit or a Koopa could be two
yeah,
hits.
I can understand those because they're weak as heck. They're the weakest of Bowser's minions,
Yeah.
so they make sense. But like the other enemies don't really make sense to me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of. I like what they did. They didn't make it stickers where if you don't have one sticker, you can't beat a boss or you can't beat a certain enemy. That there's you always have the hammer and the boots, so they went back to normal. the
Yeah,
normal.
that's another thing that I really
And then
like.
they added optional hammers and optional boots that could break, but you don't
Like
ever
Breath of the
need to use
Wild.
them. It's not required to use them.
Yeah, it's not required to use them. That's another thing I like is the weapon system because they
Yeah.
managed to pull a Breath of the Wild on you, which is also something I really like
Well,
about
not
Breath of the
crafting,
Wild.
but it could break. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the
Because
breaking
there's
of
lots of
them.
games that can craft. Minecraft, Unmentioned Game.
Yeah. Um
But I, I,
and
I, I like Paper Mario.
and speaking of RPGs, what are your thoughts on the Crown Tundra for the Pokemon DLC
Okay, so I know Pokemon is the most successful franchise in video game history, I believe.
besides Mario?
No, I think it surpassed Mario.
No, wait, really?
I think.
I'll have to look that up later.
But
Continue.
the first Pokemon game I played was called Pokemon Rancher or something like that.
I think it was Pokemon Ranger.
Yeah, Ranger.
Is what you played.
And you don't actually catch Pokemon. That's like a small game that I
It's
got.
Pokemon Ranger is a spin-off.
Yeah.
It's a Pokemon has like a thousands of spin-offs.
And then I played the first actual like mainline game I played was Pokemon Moon, which obviously is better than Pokemon Sun because the Pokemon Sun Pokemon so how do you pronounce it? Solgaleo.
Solgaleo.
Solgaleo isn't even a fire type, but anyway.
I mean, technically the sun isn't really a fire type either. So the sun isn't
It's
really fire.
I know,
It's just a ball of metal that's burning constantly. So
but
it makes sense why.
yeah, I have Pokemon Shield, and you have actually both games, so we can talk about.
Yeah, I have I got both games for my birthday and I have a gold case for it.
Yeah, I got Pokemon Sun. Well, I actually got both games, or I actually got Pokemon Shield twice, but then I swapped in Pokemon. This is my second copy of Pokemon Shield for um
Sword.
For Spyros for a
Oh,
Spyro
wait, really?
game.
Huh.
Yeah. But because I didn't want to have both of them, but I played Shield. I haven't beaten the first gym leader. So you can judge
I
me that.
haven't we haven't gotten very far in terms of Pokemon.
I
Cuz
Pokemon first of all the wild areas aren't I don't think are very good. I know that was a big selling point, but I would like it if the wild area was either gone or if the whole thing was a wild area. But I just don't really like Pokemon Shield that much. I know this is probably going to be judged, but I don't like Pokemon
um
Shield.
like okay, so I like Pokemon, right? But I don't really like the games. Like okay, I like the games. I like them a lot, but I like the anime more than I like the games.
Yeah, I think a big part of why I like Moon so much was when I got it. There was a special deal where I got a level 50 Pokemon from the beginning, and I think one of the things that makes me like or that makes me dislike Pokemon is or like that's different with Paper Mario, for example. Is with Paper Mario you get the boots and the hammer. That's you always start off. You always have something. But with Pokemon, you have to start from the ground up, and it's not always guaranteed that you could win this. Win every battle. You have to actually come up with train. There's just so many different aspects, and I don't think I have enough time or I don't have enough mental space to do all of that because I have so many other games that I'm playing at the time.
Yeah, the anime actually catches my attention more than the games for that reason alone.
Yeah,
Because I have more time to watch an episode of the anime than actually just full on play the games.
like if there was a default thing, like after you beat every gym leader, you get a default set that you could use. That would be great because I just making all the moves and making the perfect team. That's just not my thing. That's why I like Pokemon Showdown because it just gives you something. So yeah, the anime is pretty cool, and I think that if after the gym leaders you got a default set of Pokemon, like Pokemon Showdown, how it just gives you just Pokemon,
Yeah, it
with its
has
own
you have
set
the option. You have the option of
for
making your own
randomizing.
team or randomizing it.
Yeah, so I think the randomizing feature of Pokemon Showdown, which is a not related to Pokemon, or it has Pokemon, but it's not made by Nintendo.
It's not official.
It's not. It's a yeah. It's not
It's a
official.
it's
It's a
a
fan
it's a
game.
fan game.
But I think what's so appealing about Pokemon Showdown is that it just gives you the Pokemon with a predetermined set. So I think if that was an option in like the actual Pokemon games, where after you defeat a gym leader, it would just randomize a set for you, like a default set. That would be. I think I would like it much more. I just don't like the. You have to go find Pokemon. Then you have to mix it up, and you have to know all the types, and you have to know what works together. You have to know what moves and all.
There's too
know
many
what items.
things that you need to know about Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's why I don't really like. That's why if I like, okay, so if I lived in the Pokemon world,
I
I
would not be a
really
trainer.
don't. I would not be a trainer either. I'd rather be a researcher because I'm more interested in learning about the Pokemon biology than actually having them fight each other.
Yes. Yeah, and so the Crown Tundra, that's what we were talking about, and
Speaking of
Isle of
biology,
Armor, Isle of Armor. um, Personally, I haven't gotten the Isle of Armor. I don't think I'm gonna get
I don't have
Crown
the
Tundra.
expansion passes either.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get either of them. I mean, my boy Magikarp was in the original game, so I don't really need the expansion to look at my Pokemon, my favorite Pokemon, because they took
I
a
mean,
bunch out. But
in all honesty, Calyrex is my favorite legendary. I know people hate it a lot, but Calyrex is honestly my favorite legendary.
yeah.
So I might end up getting the Crown Tundra just
And
for Calyrex.
also talking about Pokemon, we didn't bring this up. Decidueye. I know a lot of people wanted Decidueye instead of Incineroar. Do you think Decidueye has a chance in coming to Smash?
Um, Decidueye would actually make it. Yeah, I think Decidueye would make a good fit because we have Charizard and then we have Greninja, and a lot of people expected Decidueye to be one to fulfill the trio of or no wait not was it Charmander or Charizard I mean
It
it was
was
Charizard.
they had
It was
Charizard, which is fire, and
yeah, and then we had Greninja, which is water,
and then they wanted Decidueye to be.
which
But
was grass, which would fill the type triangle.
but then we got Pokemon Trainer, so
Well, yeah, then Pokemon Trainer got added back in, and
which was
then we
my
got
main
Incineroar instead
in Brawl. But
in Brawl.
so yeah, Pokemon.
But yeah, I think Decidueye would be a really good fit in Smash.
Yeah, and Decidueye is a playable character in Pokemon. I forget the name of the game.
Pokken, that's what it is.
Pokken Tournament. Yes, in Pokken Tournament, which I don't particularly like. Um, I don't know what gender they are, or if they are mixed.
I think Decidueye has a 50-50 gender
Okay, yeah, so-
ratio.
So I don't know what, or I know that they are playable in Pokken Tournament. I don't really like Pokken Tournament that much, but yeah, so that's something else to think about. So the consensus on Pokemon, do we like it? Right, correct. Is that your?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I'd rather watch the anime than play the games.
Yeah. The animes are pretty. The anime is pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially the original.
Yes.
I got that in my Spotify playlist. Listening to
And
it.
speaking of music, because of Spotify,
Music. Yeah.
No Straight Roads.
So this
Um,
is so this I believe is a indie game that I don't know what developed it, but we added it or you added it because you thought it was a good game to talk about.
Yeah, it actually is. I plan on getting it in the future. Um, it's like how you know how 3D Mario, and like Zelda Breath of the Wild and those gameplays kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that, but there's like actual levels to it. So it's more like Breath of the Wild in terms of like gameplay and combat.
And it's about music and overthrowing the government, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what it's about. And the characters are really good too. The designs, DK West, spoiler alert, has a stand. He's a stand user. He's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, JoJo Siwa's Bizarre Adventure. That's one of my favorite bosses. The characters are really likable. That's a big aspect of it.
Yeah, that's a good aspect.
My favorite characters overall are Ten and Neon J by extension, and Sayu and DJ Subatomic Supernova. And those are also bosses for the game.
Yeah, No Straight
Uh,
Roads.
yeah,
It seems like a great game.
yes, it really is. You should try it out sometime. It's out on Switch.
Is it already out?
Yeah, it's already out. It's on Switch.
Okay. Um. So we got still got two segments we're planning on doing. So we're gonna do a quick lightning round right here. If that's fine with you.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we're just gonna quickly talk about these. Kirby Fighters 2 and just Kirby in general. What do you think of that?
Um, Kirby Fighters was something that was introduced in Triple Deluxe. I've never really like. It's just what it is. It's just Smash Bros, but with Kirby. That's
Yes.
pretty much all it is. So I don't really think too much about it because why do that when you can just play normal Smash Bros?
Yeah, it's and I the Cur in Kirby in general. What are your thoughts on Kirby in general?
Kirby in general, um, I like Kirby for its lore, but they haven't really done anything to spice up the gameplay. Like the
Yeah,
least they really did was add super abilities and Return to Dreamland, Hypernova and Triple Deluxe, the Robobot armor in Kirby Planet Robobot, and they recently came back with the allies from Kirby Superstar in Kirby Star Allies,
yeah, and
which is neat fan service by the way.
I've played Return to Dreamland and Dreamland. They're pretty fun games, but the current in the last 5 to 10 years, the the Kirby games, I haven't gotten them. I like them. I just haven't gotten them because they're way too short and
They're really easy. That's something I don't
yeah,
really like about
they're
Kirby as
easy.
well. They're
They're
really
easy.
easy.
They're short, and they it's not really anything new. You know, like the
Return to Dreamland, that
that
was good. That had challenge to it.
that had challenge. I believe there was multiple challenges modes.
Yeah.
But the new games, they're just I don't think they're I think they're just like, oh, let's copy and paste basically, and just add a few new things, and it's
Yeah,
just super easy.
that's pretty much all Kirby is nowadays.
Yeah, so I think it's declined over the years. But who knows? Maybe a new Kirby game will come
Well,
out. That's amazing.
that's why I'm in
Maybe it.
that's why I'm into Kirby for the lore.
Yeah, maybe. What about 3D Kirby? Would that be fun?
Yes,
Has
3D
there?
Kirby is something I definitely hope to see in the future.
Uh, if if I'm
There
correct,
is Kirby 3D Rumble and Kirby's Blow Up Blast on the
the
eShop for the Nintendo 3DS.
so are those are 3D games? Are those the only 3D
Those are
games?
3D games.
I know there's the golf
Those are
one,
pretty much
right?
yeah, those are pretty much
Which is the golf one?
yeah, but that's a spin-off. Like
Well, yeah,
Kirby's Dream Course is the golf one.
yeah,
Apparently half of the game's franchise is spin-offs.
yeah.
That's something I don't really want to see more of because
But
Kirby has so many spin-offs.
yeah, and yeah, I just hope Kirby gets better in the future.
Yeah.
3D, like what about like a Breath of the Wild s Kirby game?
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I'd love to see what they could do in terms of like copy abilities and
I
stuff
mean
with
we already
that.
got mods, but we got mods in Breath of the Wild for Kirby, but but it would just be. I think that would be really cool, like because Kirby is level based. If they just did an open world where there's no levels, you just do it on your own. I think that would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
they could even then they could make it like Mario Odyssey. Just have
Yeah,
it be like a collectathon or something.
yeah, it'd be pretty cool. And
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
and then Fortnite and Marvel.
Fortnite versus Fortnite and Marvel. So I've been playing Fortnite recently. It's pretty good. So here's the backstory. Have you played Fortnite before?
No, but I know what it's like about.
And then I've played Fortnite like the first few chapters, and then I played season 2 and a few chapters in that, and I'm currently playing it. I don't play it that much. I don't have the battle pass. I don't really buy stuff. I think it's pretty fun.
It looks fun, but it just doesn't really seem captivating to me.
Yeah,
It doesn't really
the
get
game,
me.
it's not very Nintendo esque. But another thing with Marvel, Fortnite has become pay to win. So you can buy certain characters that have certain abilities now. So Fortnite used to be not to be pay to win.
Again, that's something I don't want in a video game. I don't want to
Yeah,
spend money on
yeah.
stuff.
So there's tons of microtransactions, and there's
I
pay to
don't
win
want
now.
microtransactions. I just want to buy the game. That's the
Yeah,
only money I want to spend.
yeah. I agree. And Among Us, I don't. Have you played Among Us?
I haven't played it before, but I like it and I've seen it and I really want to play it. I think it'd be a really fun game
It's
for me to
free.
play.
Yeah, I don't know. It's free on mobile. If you didn't know that. Uh,
Actually, I think it's also made by the same people who made I don't know if you know
Henry
this, but
Stickmin,
yeah,
Innersloth. Yeah.
yeah.
Among Us is pretty fun. I've played it. I have like 30 hours on Steam of it because I only play on Steam. It's pretty fun. If you ever download it, we can definitely try to record it, or we can just play it ourselves.
Yeah.
If you get it, it's 5.99 on Steam or free on mobile. It's a pretty fun game. Um, yeah, it's capped. It came out in 2018, but it's kind of captivated
It
current
kind of blew up
because obviously
because
because we're locked down because of
we have nothing better to do
an
because of
unmentioned thing.
the
Uh,
virus,
yeah,
which I will not say its name.
yeah. We don't want to get. It's not controversial. Controversial.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about stuff like that.
Um.
We're only here to talk about games and stuff.
But yeah, so Jackbox and that kind of stuff has been popular, but Among Us became so popular because it's online, and not a lot of games are. It's well, it's first of all, it's free and it's online, so I think that's the best quality, or well, that's the best way to you know grow your game.
Yeah. And speaking of online games, Pizza Tower.
Pizza Tower, yes.
Thank you to Loipol. He's the guy who gave me Pizza Tower Online. Um,
So
thank you a
we
bunch
talked
because
about Pizza Tower earlier. Yes.
Yeah, Pizza Tower normally isn't an online game, but Loipol, who I've came in contact with, has supplied me with Pizza Tower Online,
And it's
which is
pretty
an
fun. I played
online
it
version of
too.
it. Yeah, it's very fun to play. There's also a chat functionality for that. Um, I won't really talk too much about it though,
Yeah.
but I'll just talk about normal Pizza Tower.
Yep.
Um,
So I know
so
you. It's kind of a growing obsession of yours.
Yeah, Pizza Tower to like as of now, Pizza Tower looks really fun. And I've been watching Pizza Tower guys Twitch streams of him designing the levels and doing the sprite work. And overall, I'd say that it looks pretty fun. And just recently, he's actually doing a level that I really like called Freezer. He has yet to come up with a better name, but the Freezer is my favorite level so far.
Yeah. It looks pretty good. I've played it. Omega's played it. I talked about Omega earlier. Omega Z Fusion. He's played it on live on YouTube, so you can go check out his stream where he played it. Omega, you check him out. Link in the description. Also on our website, Omega Z Fusion. He did live on YouTube, which was really fun. It was a live on YouTube, and he played it. So if you want to see that, you can. And so yeah, it was Pizza Tower was pretty cool. I played it as well. And I also would like to just this is kind of just like a general games we have been playing recently. Just in general, what games have we been playing? So I'll
So
let you
recently,
start off.
I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, and I've been doing a lot of stuff for Chaos Scepter. Which, if you don't know what that is, we'll get to that in a moment. Um, but I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild lately, which is a very fun game, in my opinion. But other than that, I don't really know what else to talk about here because we talked about Pizza Tower, which is also a game that I've been playing recently.
Yeah, and I've been playing Smash. I just got a few video games, like Ghostbusters was on sale, so I got that. I've been playing Fortnite. I've been playing an Untitled Goose Game. And actually, we didn't talk about this, but Pikmin 3.
Oh yeah, Pikmin 3 is
Kinda
getting the
forgot about
deluxe
that.
treatment.
I played the demo. It was pretty fun. I also watched Nintendo Treehouse Live, but I know
I have
you've played it before.
I have the original Pikmin 3 on the Wii U actually.
I think I'm gonna get it. It comes out
I'm going to get it
Halloween.
too. I'm going to get it too. I'm going to delete the Pikmin 3 that I have here on the Wii U and get it on the Switch.
As of recording this, I don't know if Pikmin 3 is out or not, but
No, it's coming
or
out on
well, yeah.
on
As
October
of
30th.
recording this, it's not out. It's coming out Halloween, I believe.
Yeah.
But by the time you're listening to this, it might already be out. But yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I think I'm gonna get it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so that yeah, that's all the time we have for this segment, and so now we'll go to the next segment. This episode of Two Guys in a Room talking about Nintendo was sponsored by Omega Shock Studios. Make sure to check out our website for more content. So now we're back.
Yeah, we're back. So we did a whole bonus episode on this before.
But since we don't have enough content to fill up an episode, the bonus episode like we did last time, we decided to make a short segment in our main series. So behind the scenes, if you don't know, we did a bonus. Basically, we go behind the scenes of one of the creators of Omega Shock or a third party. And if you don't know what Omega Shock is, it's on our website. And so we're going to go into Delta, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he's doing, what his planned content is.
So I basically have all of the rest of the year planned out for me. I'm going to start with the Halloween special, which is still in progress. I'm not done with it, but it's almost done. So you're going to get to see that on October 31st. And then I plan to make a Christmas special this year, which is also something that I'm going to be doing every year.
Yeah. So Halloween, check that. Make sure you check that out on his. So is your Halloween special going to be its own thing, or is it going to be related to a certain series?
It's going to be related to Pass of the Mushroom Kingdom, which is a series that takes place before Tales of the Mushroom Kingdom and Minions Assemble, and it essentially describes past events before those series.
Yes, and so it's going to be a plush video like all your other ones.
Yes.
And so yeah, make sure to check that out.
And another thing that we have been collabing on actually.
Yeah, it's also going to be a plush series. I've written. I haven't finished writing it. It might take me a little bit to write it, but we've been working on.
So we've been working on something called Channel 70.
Name subject to change.
Yeah, we have yet to change it. But essentially what it is, it's going to be like a sort of news thing, and it's also going to feature a bunch of skits.
So it's going to be I'm going to write it and he's going to film it. But he's also going to write a little bit of it, or edit, but basically what it is it's two characters, Paul.
No, Paul is different
sorry.
from
Jeff and Gerald, which is a Goomba and a Koopa, and they're going to be running a news channel. Now, this might not be a series, it might just be one episode, but they're going to be running a news channel, and then they're going to cut to Kamek, and Kamek is going to be interviewing people, and it's basically going to just cut to different skits.
And again, we might not make it Kamek, but we might just make it a random Magic Koopa, but since...
Oh yeah, that's what I bet, sorry. I confused the two.
Yeah.
Just a random Magic Koopa.
Because they all just look the same. It's just Mario logic. They all look the same. They're all the same character. But reality, they're not.
Yeah. So...
and
make sure you get hooked on the brothers.
Yeah. And more planned
Super
content.
Show reference.
Yeah.
So
more planned content. I mentioned Chaos Scepter a while back. If you don't know what Chaos Scepter is, um, it's a it's an episode of Super Mario Bros. X that Carp and I are developing.
Yes.
And it's also canon in Pass of the Mushroom Kingdom and Tales of the Mushroom Kingdom and Minions Assemble and all that.
It's a video
Um,
game
it's a full on video game that we're developing.
based
And
on
it
well, yeah, we're using the software Super Mario Brothers X2.
um and it features an original story that we have that I have came up with. Um, and we're basically just developing it as we speak. Currently, we're working on a demo for it. Um,
Yes.
and that demo will include 5 levels: a desert level, which is already finished, a ghost house level, which Carp is working on,
Yes.
and
Which
then
I
the
need to
other
work
three
on. I haven't
levels.
worked on in a while.
Yeah, the other 3 levels, which I am going to be working on, are a factory level, which is going to be a boss level of sorts, a sewer level, which is going to be a Metroidvania styled level, and then an ice level, which is going to feature the barrel cannons from Donkey Kong Country.
Yes, so make sure you check out Chaos Scepter when it is. When is it up? We
Full,
will post a demo on our website, more than likely, and also check out Power On Productions and Delta's Instagram for those, because I'm sure he will post an update whenever that is
yeah,
whenever
I'll
that's out.
post updates about those. I'll definitely post updates about those.
Yeah. So also, previously you stated you would like to talk about your Minions Assemble episode 3.
Oh yeah, Minions Assemble episode 3. I was planning to do it this year, but this episode is going to require a lot of special effects. So I'm going to postpone it to 2021. So, and I plan on getting a green screen and lighting and better video equipment for Christmas this year. So you can expect Minions Assemble Episode 3 sometime in 2021.
Yes, it'll be better quality. Not and his previous content is really good. You should check it out. It is amazing. Um, but yeah, you need make sure you check out Power On Productions. There will be a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, and the link in the description on the episode on Anchor. So make sure you check out his YouTube channel because he's posts a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff, but he posts great content. And yeah, Power On Productions, your place for plush videos. Make sure to check out Power On Productions on YouTube and on Instagram at Power On Delta. Thank you, Power On Productions, for participating in this video. And now it's time for our new segment, Parties in the Public, where the public, i.e. us, talk about game companies, developers, and parties.
As in, like, the first parties, second party, and third party games, game devs.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo and Sega and
So
Microsoft
Nintendo would be
and
first
indie
party,
games.
and
Yeah,
then like
Nintendo, Sega.
then
Sega
like
is second. Sega
Sega would
is, I
be
think, second party.
no, it would be like Game Freak is like second party, and then
Yeah,
Sega would be third party.
yeah. Essentially, that kind of stuff.
So for our first segment, we're going to be talking about. Can you guess it?
Nintendo.
Yeah, can you guess it? It's kind of in the name of our podcast.
Yeah.
Nintendo. So we probably should have done this beforehand, but let's rate this Nintendo from a scale of 1 to 10. So I'll let you think about it, and I'm going to be rating it right now. I would rate Nintendo a 10 out of 10. I know that's kind of biased, but I think Nintendo, unlike the other major consoles, does a real good job of making it content for all ages, and definitely making content that suits everybody. It's not a ton of microtransactions. The eShop in Nintendo Switch is full of a whole bunch of not or questionable games. Not like not very good games. But Nintendo overall, well, maybe it'll be a 9 then. Nintendo overall, I think, is a great company. They focus on quality, although they well, Nintendo's kind of split. They yeah, and I don't know if you know about this, but so basically they made all of Metroid Prime 4 and then they scrapped it because they didn't like it. So that's what Nintendo's good at, making actual quality games. But then Nintendo also has a new Mario or a new Pokemon game every year that's not that great quality. So it's kind of different. But I would give it an 8 or a 9 or an out of 10 for Nintendo.
I actually will agree with you on this. Um, Nintendo for me, I would rate it an 8 or 9 out of 10 as well, because Nintendo's games, they're good, but they haven't been as on par with with how they have been, like in 2005, 2006, when New Super Mario Bros was a thing. That game was good. That actually proved to be a challenge. But flash forward to Super Mario Odyssey. That game is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just they just don't really do a lot with it. All it really is finding moons, and that's it.
Yeah,
And this the main campaign is also very short, and a lot of it doesn't really occur until the end,
yeah. So
like until after the
Nintendo
main
as a
campaign.
company, our official score. Let's say it together. 8 or 9. You're gonna go with
Eight or
8 or 9.
nine. Yeah.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. 8 or 9
Eight or
out of
nine out
10.
of 10.
Okay, that's our official score for Nintendo. It's pretty good, and that concludes our second episode of the podcast of Two Guys in a Room talking about Nintendo. Make sure to check out our previous episode, and then I would like to plug the Omega Shock website again, sites.google.com/views/Omega Shock. Check out all the creators of Omega Shock. We produce high quality content for y'all, and I'm a guy,
And I'm a guy.
and this was both of us talking in a room about Nintendo.